So I thought I'd film don't want to be too far from the camera, a third video using my Pivo. So today we're going to do some pole work. As you can see, it's a little overcast, so I'm hoping that helps. I know Pivo say that you should wear light coloured clothes, things like that. I'm sorry, but I'm not because I don't have any, and I'm not changing my wardrobe to get this little 90 quid pod to work. So I'm wearing my normal riding clothes. He's going to be tacked up as normal. He has got a really bright saddlecloth, but yeah, so it's a little overcast. Hopefully filming in and out of the sun will help it keep tracking today. So I've set up my poles, I'm going to get him ready, and then I'm going to start riding. Okay, so today I have set up my camera as always on a jump wing. I'm just going to walk in front of it, give it a chance to notice Bojack, and then I'm going to go off and get on. I'm just going to share now the settings I used. So I've got it on AI, center, smart capture, and it's on normal speed. It wasn't actually, I put it on fast. That's an old screenshot. So I put it on fast speed, and I hadn't done predictive tracking because I found that lost me more the other day. As you can see, when I've come away from the mountain block, it didn't really follow me there. And then walking in front of it, and that right there is the most frustrating thing you'll have with your Pivo. When you walk past it, it tracks the other way. I honestly think they were about to start tracking and you walk past and it just doesn't notice you. I then realised I hadn't zoomed in, so I came behind it, zoomed in a bit, and then this is one of my tips. Stand. You must halt. Give it a chance. It only costs like 100 quid. A lot of the other trackers cost 500, 600, 700 more, closer to the 1,000 end of the spectrum. So give it a chance to notice you. A lot of the time I think people are walking and trotting past their Pivos and going, it's not catching me again. Give it a chance, stand in front of it, let it see, oh, there's a horse there. Give it a minute. So I am actually filming with my GoPro on top of my phone today. The reason I did that is just because the other day when I had filmed about 40 minutes and it tracked me for a fair amount, it just lost the footage. The app then stopped responding and I couldn't get the footage back, so that was quite frustrating. So I thought, you've got a GoPro, you might as well pop it on top, but obviously you need the phone because it runs through the app. So what I've done first of all is I've gone round my entire arena just in walk and just seen how well the Pivo has tracked me. Today it's tracking quite well. It was overcast, but as you can see the sun came bursting out. My arena is a 20 by 40. I mark it out, I have a tape measure, I am that person, so I know it's a 20 by 40. If I put my Pivo pod, it's on the centre line in from E, so there is no reason why it shouldn't follow me round the entire arena because its range is 20 metres and I'm not going more than 20 metres away from it. So my first change rein across the long diagonal, this often is where it loses me, and I was concerned once I'd zoomed in, am I going to be getting too close, but it followed me quite nicely. So I'm now going to go for a walk round on the other rein. This is about a 25-minute long video. I literally only schooled for 20 minutes and I am going to leave most of the video footage in, and I'm just going to kind of chat through it about the Pivo and stuff. So I hope you find this useful, and I hope my rambling away isn't too annoying. But I think it's a good thing. I mean, I'm following, there's two different groups on Facebook for Pivo. There's the official one and then there's the non-official one. I will link them both below. I found both quite useful. I do have to say that the people on the Pivo development team are clearly working quite hard to develop this software for riders. As you can see, coming in this direction, for some reason it lost me in that corner, so it was fine going on the other rein, but in this corner it stopped. I don't know, I'm not sure. I did read the other day from the actual Pivo people that you need to make sure you don't become less than 10% of the screen, so maybe that happened there. Did you see there? I was coming round and I made a point of stopping because I saw the camera going to fly the other way. Now, obviously, that's not practical when you're schooling your horse. You don't want to have to keep stopping. So I'm not saying that's what you have to do all the time, but I'm just saying I have found that is a way to help it lock back onto you, to not go too fast past it, give it a chance to notice where you are. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video as well, this is the Pivo Red. If you've seen any of my other Pivo videos, you will know that I've had this for about 6 months or so. When I first got it, I did not get on with it, shoved it in a drawer, and I've only got it out again now because I see so many riders having bought them. I then thought, oh, maybe they're paying attention to the riders. So as I was saying earlier, the development team, they clearly do want to develop this to be better for riders. But I do think that maybe on the team they do need an actual rider, or they need to get some consulting from a rider, because I do feel like it's something that Pivo brought out this pod, and then riders thought, oh, we'll give that a go, and now they've gone, oh, okay, so maybe we'll try and make it better for riders. See, it picked me up in that corner that it lost me in a minute ago, so a bit confused. It's then lost me there. I'm not sure why. It just decided to go somewhere else. Yeah, what I think the Pivo development team really need is some riders actually on the team helping them. There was a post on the Facebook group the other day asking about how will Pivo work with lateral movement, and they replied and they just asked what was lateral movement. Now obviously if you're not a horsey person, you won't know, but if there is a development team creating something for horse riders, they do need to have horse riders on that team, I feel, because they need to truly understand what is needed. See, it tried to go away there, but it caught me, and then it's just swung straight past. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to give honest reviews and honest feedback, and ramble away over my videos from an honest rider. I've bought this out of my own money. I have no affiliations with Pivo, so you will get a very honest reply from me. Obviously that's a lovely view there, but here we go. It's not what I want to be filming. I was quite impressed. I wanted to try trotting past, see if it would catch me. It did. I think you need to be aware when you go past, if you're trying to catch its attention again, as you go past, so often I go past just as it's about to move in the other direction, and I think that's when it doesn't clock you. And I also saw something the other day from the Pivo team saying that basically the Pivo has been designed to see the horse shape, so it's not necessarily the biggest shape. They have they've put in, I don't really understand software development, but they've given it loads and loads and loads of images of horses, so it gets an idea of what it should be looking for. I wonder how many of those images they've done of a horse and rider. Sorry, that's my dog flopping about in the background, because I think maybe that might be setting the tracking off when it follows you and then it goes somewhere else. Is it because it's not a clear horse shape, it's got a rider on too? Is that what's confusing it? Not sure. As you can see in my warm-up, it's doing really well. I just wanted to do a really simple walk, trot, canter warm-up to give you an idea there. I'm not sure why it lost me there, but it did. Here I honestly think it's trying to find me again. Is it gonna find me? There we go. But again, I made a point of just slowing down, giving it a chance to catch up. So I'm just gonna let him have a little walk around on a loose rein before I start doing some of my pole work. So the previous times I've used this has been bright blazing sunshine, and the Pivo has struggled. I'd say it tracked me 60 to 70% of the time. Today, because it was a little overcast, the sun wasn't too bright, I did find that I would say I'll give it 85-90% of the time the Pivo had no problem tracking me. I'd set up my poles, so there is no reason why it shouldn't track me through the poles, and through the entire session it followed me really well. I'd kept them, they're on the 3/4 line by B, and my Pivo is on the 3/4 line by E. So that I was quite happy with. It did track me all the way through there. And to be honest, it did a pretty good job of tracking me back and forth, up and down the poles. So I don't have that much to ramble on about now. I'm just going to leave the video playing so you can get an idea of how well the Pivo tracked, and then I'm going to come back in when I know there's a few issues and it kind of wanders off again. So we've had about 5 minutes of really consistent, really solid tracking. I was really impressed with that. I did a lot of change of reins. Some of them were quite quick, and I know when you do the sudden change of direction and stuff, that does confuse the Pivo. Once I finished my pole work, I just wanted to do encourage him to stretch down a bit and just finish off with a bit of loosening up work. He'd worked really well overhead the poles, which he doesn't often do. He normally trips and stumbles all over the place. So I was really happy with how he'd worked, and I just wanted to give him a really nice stretch and cool down. Now this is something I really did want to film because I wanted to see how well he is stretching. It feels so different when you're on board, and this happened. Why did this happen, Pivo? This was so frustrating. If it wasn't for this bit, I would honestly have come away from this today and been so happy. But then again, I've trotted past it and it's just wandered off the other way. This was, for me, it had worked so well through the lesson and then it just gave up. And I think this is what me and a lot of other... See, I'm going to stop. There we go, it's got me now. And this is what me and a lot of other riders and equestrians are finding so frustrating at the moment, is that it will track you and then all of a sudden, like, you follow all the rules and you're doing everything you're being told to keep in shot and stuff like that, and it just wanders off. And you kind of think, look, I'm in the 20-metre range, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm not going too fast, I'm not doing a sudden change of rein, I am literally trotting in a 20-metre circle. Whenever I let him go long and low, we always come in off the 20-metre circle. It's more like an 17-metre circle, but it just loses us. And here it just goes bye. I don't know what it's looking at. It looked at something else there. So yeah, that is where some of the frustration comes in. And it just gave up on me there, and then I was done. So that is kind of my day with the Pivo today. I trotted past again, thinking, is it going to catch me? No, it didn't. So on the whole, I mean, today I would definitely give it, you know what, I'd have given it a 4, but it's a 3.5 star today, just because at the end, it's just staring at my poles, which is quite frustrating. So, yep. That was how well it tracked me in a slightly gloomier day, even though it's still really sunny, while doing some pole work and updating Instagram. But again, do you see, I've walked past so slowly and it's just gone the other way. That is something I would like to know and like to understand from the creators, is why when you walk past it, it's so often it will track the other way, and I find that more often than not it will spin off in the opposite direction. So it won't spin to follow, it spins the other way, and I'm a little confused as to why it does that. That was a good Pivo day today. I felt it really followed me quite well. Lost me a couple of times. Right at the end, it lost me twice, both reins, when I was just doing some long and low trot work, which was quite frustrating because I was well within where it had been following me the rest of the time. So that was a bit annoying, but apart from that, it followed really well. I found it quite easy to catch it again when it wandered off. Today was a good Pivo day. I'm very happy with that. So I hope I've got some good footage, which you will have just watched anyway. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm going to be doing some more videos. I want to do another one jumping. I'm going to set up the jumps though actually in my marked out arena and try and keep within the arena and see if that helps the Pivo keep tracking me. I might attempt one lunging in a trot. I don't like the idea of lunging with something right in the middle of the school, but we'll see. Yeah, so I'm going to do a few more videos after this, and then I'll be ready to do my final overall review and score of Pivo. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!